Hey family, I just want to say that people need to quit using children as informants. What I mean by that is there's been several instances throughout my life where people want to know information about adults, so they get their children around or children who know about those adults and they start asking them questions. They start picking them. You know what I'm saying? Like letting their kids go over someone's house they're mysterious about, and when the child get there, when the child gets back home, how a house looked on the inside, blah blah blah. But they're not doing it, to just make sure that the child is good, because they know that the child is good. They're doing it to see the person's social status, see how they live in, catch them slipping, do something like that. I remember when I was working at this place, it was this director. She was African American woman or whatever. She thought she was up here because she had a PhD, which I may receive one day. But just because you don't have a PhD don't mean you're less than someone with a PhD. You could even have more sense than someone with a PhD. I ain't gonna lie. A person with a PhD, they smart, or they could seem smart. But some people, depending on the degree and different things like that, sometimes it's not even as hard as it seems. Not to discredit anybody, but it was working with children. So, anyways, so she used to talk down on people. She thought that her class was so much higher than ours because of her education, the way she spoke, the way she carried herself. So one day my child had, I could tell she didn't like me, and she used to throw all type of aims and shots at me, and they wanted to know how I lived outside of my job. They couldn't get the information they wanted directly from me, so they wanted to, serve as spies and do whatever they could do to just know and prowl and do what haters do. So my child had a project to do, and it said, ask the child, do they stay in a house, an apartment, or a trailer? Really, I don't think that's an appropriate question to be asking preschoolers because of classes. You know what I'm saying? A child that stays in the house may think that they're better than a child that lives in a trailer, vice versa. You know? But, anyways, so honestly, I didn't want her to know that I lived in a trailer. Not saying nothing wrong with a trailer, but I knew the type of person she was. I knew she was going to have a field day with it. So, I just to test the waters, I circled that we lived inside a house. She corrected my child's answer and put that we lived in a trailer. Now, how petty was that? She could have just left it exactly how it was, but I knew that this woman was so treacherous that she wanted to let it be known that she thought she was better or what have you. But she used to ask my child all sorts of questions and all that, and thankfully throughout this whole journey of me having children, they have been hip enough to know those type of adults. One time, I remember I did owe a woman some money or whatever, and I didn't even get off work to give the woman her money. It was like I got the money on the weekend, so that Monday she wasn't there. But whenever I got off work that afternoon, I could get her right. She sees my children with new shoes on that they got that weekend, and they like, I see your mama. She must got some money. How much do them shoes cost? Asking children questions like that. So that's an example. Quit using children as informants. Turning turning children against their parents, turning children against other people, and sometimes children don't even tell the truth. But we have to always be mindful and have that discernment to be able to pick, But quit putting kids in the mix of business. Kids don't have no business in the middle of nothing. Kids don't need to know nothing about no adults or no opinions and all that. Let kids be innocent. Keep kids out the mix of stuff. You know, if you want to be treacherous to one another, don't use children to do it. Don't let them serve as spies. Keep them innocent. Thank y'all for viewing.